Ready for a wild ride? Today, we're diving into a cosmology that's unlike anything you've probably ever heard of.
Oh, yeah. This one is a doozy.
We're talking about the Urantia Book, and specifically paper 24,
Okay.
which maps out this intricate hierarchy of celestial beings. It's like, imagine someone got their hands on the universe's org chart,
Yeah.
and spoiler alert,
Yeah.
it's way more complex than anything we can come up with.
It's a fascinating read. The Urantia book claims to reveal some pretty big cosmic truths.
Yeah.
And while we always approach these things from an informational standpoint,
Of course.
just the ideas presented in this book are, well, they really get you thinking.
Oh, absolutely.
Just picture it for a second. Beings whose whole purpose is to oversee the universe
Oh, yeah.
and make sure everything runs smoothly.
It's like the ultimate cosmic management team, right?
Exactly.
Keeping everything in check.
Right.
But for those who might not be familiar with the Urantia book, let's back up a bit.
Okay.
One of the core concepts in this book is the idea of the conjoint creator,
Okay.
which is basically their term for God
Yeah.
acting in this combined way.
Okay.
And it's this conjoint creator who is credited with creating 3 grand divisions of personalities.
Right.
And we're diving into the first group today, which they call the higher personalities of the infinite spirit.
Yeah, and this is where it gets really interesting.
Right.
Because these higher personalities are basically like the grand administrators of the universe,
Oh, yeah.
each with their own specific duties and responsibilities, like a perfectly organized system.
Wow.
And get this, the Urantia book actually divides them into 7 distinct orders.
7 orders. Okay, so we're not just talking about your average angels here, right? This is like a full-blown cosmic hierarchy.
Oh, yeah, this is the real deal.
So give us the rundown. Who are the players in this cosmic lineup?
Well, we've got solitary messengers,
Okay.
universe circuit supervisors,
What?
census directors,
Okay.
personal aides of the infinite spirit, associate inspectors,
Right.
assigned sentinels,
Wow.
and graduate guides.
Those are some serious titles. I'm already intrigued. But I got to ask, what exactly does a universe circuit supervisor do? That sounds intense.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, think of it this way.
Okay.
They oversee the flow of something vital to this whole cosmology.
Right.
Spiritual energy.
Okay, I'm listening.
Imagine a network of energy, right? Like a web connecting everything in the universe. And these universe circuit supervisors, they're the ones making sure it all flows smoothly.
So they're like the cosmic electricians,
Yeah.
making sure the universe stays lit.
Exactly.
I like it. But here's the thought. If they can control the flow of this spiritual energy, could they also, like, I don't know, cut it off to certain areas?
That's where it gets really wild.
Okay.
The Urantia book suggests that they absolutely have the power to isolate rebellious worlds from these spiritual circuits.
Wow. Talk about a cosmic consequence. Like being grounded, but on a universal scale, right?
Right.
So we've got these beings managing the universe's energy flow, but what about keeping track of everyone?
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about a vast expanse here, right?
Massive.
That's where these census directors come in.
Exactly. They're like the universe's record keepers, but with an incredible twist. Imagine being able to instantly register the birth and death of every single thinking being across the universe.
Wow.
That's their job.
That's a lot of spreadsheets.
Huh?
So you're telling me that the census director of our local universe, Nebadon, is aware of us right now?
According to the Urantia book, yeah.
Wow. That's both amazing and a little creepy if you think about it.
That's a lot to process, isn't it?
Yeah. Like this cosmic awareness that's constantly attuned to our existence.
Right.
It kind of makes you think about free will in a whole new light, doesn't it?
It really does. It speaks to that age-old question of
Right.
whether we truly have free will or if there's some form of higher observation influencing our choices.
Well, let's hope if we are being cosmically observed,
Right.
it's not like some kind of reality show where they're taking bets on our decisions.
Yeah, let's hope not.
Okay, so we've got the cosmic electricians, the record keepers.
We're just getting started.
Who else is on the team?
Well, we've also got the graduate guides, and they play a fascinating role guiding souls who have, completed their journey through the 7 super universes.
So after you graduate from the super universities, you get these cosmic guidance counselors to show you the ropes in the even grander scheme of things. That's a lot of school.
That's one way to put it. But the book describes these graduate guides as appearing when they're needed with no prior record of their existence.
Wait, what? How is that even possible? Where do they come from? Do they have cosmic resumes that we haven't seen?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It's like they just appear out of thin air when a soul needs guidance.
It's pretty wild. But The Urantia book does offer a possible explanation, and it's a fascinating one.
Okay, I'm all ears.
They suggest that these graduate guides might actually be transformed versions of another celestial being, the Havona Servitals.
The Vona Servitals. Okay, I'm not familiar with those.
So these servitals are described as these incredibly wise and compassionate beings
Okay.
who have spent eons, like an unfathomable amount of time, serving in various roles throughout the universe.
So they've basically seen it all, done it all.
Exactly. Think of it like a cosmic promotion or something. You put in your time, you learn the ropes of the cosmos, and then bam, you become a graduate guide.
That's wild.
Mm.
But how do they even keep track of these transformations? It's not like they have some kind of cosmic HR department, right?
Right. But the book suggests that there's this incredibly detailed record-keeping system in Havona, like a cosmic database of every being. And when a Havona Servital is ready for this transformation, their entry literally reads, "and is not."
And is not.
Yeah, it's like they disappear from the records, the previous role just ceases to be, and boom, a new graduate guide pops up somewhere in Havona, ready to guide these souls.
Wow. It's like some kind of cosmic magic trick.
Right.
It makes you think about the vastness of this universe,
Mm.
the potential for transformation that might exist beyond anything we can even imagine. I mean, we could be just seeing a tiny sliver of this whole cosmic drama.
It's a humbling thought, and that's what makes exploring these different cosmologies so captivating. They push the boundaries of our imagination, make us question everything we think we know about reality.
Oh.
And while we can't exactly go out and, verify these claims empirically, the Urantia book offers this incredibly detailed and thought-provoking glimpse into a universe that's far more complex and mysterious than we often give it credit for.
Oh, for sure. It's like we're standing on the edge of an ocean and we've only dipped our toes in the water. And speaking of dipping our toes in, we haven't even touched on the solitary messengers yet.
Oh, right.
One of the few beings in this whole cosmology that can actually travel the full expanse of the universe freely.
Their role is fascinating.
It is. What makes them so unique?
Well, they act as these independent observers, delivering messages and information across vast cosmic distances.
So like cosmic couriers, but instead of packages, it's knowledge and wisdom.
Exactly.
I like it. But where do they get these messages? And who are they delivering them to?
The Urantia book doesn't get into specifics about that. It's one of those tantalizing mysteries that the book kind of leaves open to interpretation.
Okay, so we have to fill in the blanks ourselves.
Exactly. But it does suggest that these solitary messengers play a crucial role in maintaining communication and balance throughout the universe.
That makes sense. You wouldn't want a cosmic game of telephone where the message gets all jumbled along the way.
Precisely.
Okay, so we've talked about the solitary messengers, these cosmic messengers, but we can't forget about the personal aids of the infinite spirit.
Right.
We briefly touched on them earlier, but they're honestly even more shrouded in mystery than the graduate guides.
Oh, they're definitely the most enigmatic of the higher personalities we've talked about so far.
So what's their deal?
Well, they exist solely to serve the infinite spirit, who you can think of as this distinct aspect of God within the Urantia book's system. And they're described as personalities, but unlike the other beings we've discussed, they don't seem to have any kind of tangible form.
Okay, so we're talking about beings of pure energy, pure consciousness, like invisible forces working behind the scenes.
That's the idea.
That's both intriguing and a little unsettling, to think about these beings that we can't perceive influencing things. How can we even know for sure that they exist?
It's a valid question. And the Urantia book actually addresses this. It says that even other celestial beings can't perceive these personal aids directly.
Really?
Yeah. It's like they're cloaked in this cosmic camouflage, undetectable unless they want to be seen.
Wow, that's a whole other level of existence right there.
It really is.
It begs the question, what other beings or forces might be out there that we're just not equipped to perceive with our limited senses? It's like trying to put together a giant cosmic jigsaw puzzle, but we're missing half the pieces.
Right.
We've covered the energy managers, the celestial record keepers, the cosmic guidance counselors, even those mysterious unseen assistants.
It's a lot to keep track of.
But we still have a few more intriguing figures in this cosmic lineup, right? What about these associate inspectors and assigned sentinels?
Yes, those are some interesting roles.
They sound a bit more official.
You could say that. The Urantia book describes them as representatives of the seven supreme executives who are essentially the governing entities of the seven super universes.
So, like cosmic middle management, right?
Yeah.
Making sure the grand plan is being implemented across the entire universe.
That's a good way to put it. Each executive is responsible for overseeing the evolution and spiritual progress of their specific domain.
Okay, so it's very organized.
It's all about maintaining balance and order on a grand scale.
But how do they actually keep tabs on everything? We're talking about massive distances here.
Well, that's where those associate inspectors and assigned sentinels come in.
Okay, so what do they do exactly?
Think of the associate inspectors as a direct line of communication between the seven supreme executives and the local universes. They work closely with the resident Union of Days.
The Union of Days. Reminder, what was that again?
Right. So the Union of Days is like a divine ambassador representing the Trinity in a local universe.
Okay, right, I remember. So the associate inspectors work with these ambassadors to make sure everything's running smoothly?
Exactly, ensuring that everything aligns with the will of the Trinity.
Got it. So that's the inspectors, but what about those assigned sentinels?
Now they're the ones who are out in the field, so to speak. They're stationed on the capitals of local systems, gathering information and reporting back to the associate inspectors.
So they're like a cosmic intelligence network?
Precisely. They're constantly monitoring the progress of evolution,
Okay.
the overall well-being of these systems, making sure things are on track.
It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it, this incredible system of observation and guidance.
It's a lot to take in.
But it's not like we're puppets, right?
Right.
We still have free will.
Exactly. The Urantia book is clear that we have the freedom to make our own choices.
Okay.
But it's like there's this vast support network in place watching over us, making sure we don't completely veer off course.
Like cosmic guardrails.
Away.
In a way, yes.
Wow, it really makes you think about the bigger picture, doesn't it?
Absolutely. The Urantia book, whether you take it literally or metaphorically,
Right.
offers this really interesting framework for understanding our place in this vast, interconnected universe.
It definitely pushes the boundaries of what we think we know. We started this deep dive hoping to unravel some of the mysteries surrounding these celestial beings, and I think it's safe to say we've only just scratched the surface.
Oh yeah, there's so much more to explore in the Urantia book.
It's a complex and honestly awe-inspiring view of the cosmos, one that challenges us to really expand our understanding of reality and maybe even consider the possibility of a universe far grander than we ever imagined.
And that's what's so exciting about it, right? Exactly. So to our listener, we leave you with this final thought. If there are these unseen forces at work in the universe, what role do they play in your life? And how might understanding these cosmic concepts influence your choices and shape your own unique journey through this incredible, ever-unfolding universe? Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the extraordinary world of the